Welcome to episode 80 of the Guitar Builders Basics video podcast, Luthiers, tips, tricks and training from Crimson Guitars in the UK. Do you know what? I found myself sort of rocking and shaking. Welcome to Crimson Guitars. And I found myself, I don't know, because it's a scripted thing or something, and then when I'm actually talking to you, I stand still. It started to annoy me. Anyhow, this is episode 80. 80. This is crikey. And we're talking about neck carving. News. We're nearly at 30,000 subscribers. There's going to be a competition, a small giveaway for the first 50 people who send me an email. We should make it something a little bit more interesting than send me an email. Send me an email telling me what you think we should do next at Crimson Guitars. How can we improve the company? How can we best take your money out of your pockets? And the first 50 people who send those emails through on the day that we hit 30,000 subscribers will be getting a free gift in the post out to them free of charge. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Now, still haven't had the guitars back from Japan yet. I will show you the damage. Now that's a downer, isn't it? I'll show you the damage when they come in and we can see what can be done. Anyhow, this is a question from the French German. He's a guild member, and he says, "I'm very new to woodwork and need help with carving a neck. I measured my ESP's neck since it's my favourite profile, and I want to replicate it on a small piece of wood that I have for practice." And then he goes and he gives us the dimensions. How do you cut a neck blank into a C shape that fits specific dimensions? Now, what your issue is, the French German, is, if I understand correctly, he doesn't quite understand how we get from a C shape that's this big to a C shape that is that big. And no question is a silly question, because, quite frankly, we all have to start somewhere. Now, essentially, the way that we do it is we take a rasp, and if you want to be absolutely careful, make yourself a template. Oh my goodness, I thought I was prepared. Aha! I was. Now, this is a plastic... the name escapes me entirely. And it's got little things... Okay, here we go. Neck. Smack. There we go. And I now have a gauge or a guide to what that neck is. These things are great. Get a plastic one. They're sold... What are they called? Oh, no. None of us know. None of us know what the hell they're called. Yeah, try and find a plastic one. They are sold... Metal ones are sold, but do some damage. The thing is, you now need to find out what they're called before you can Google where to buy them.
Profile gauge?
Profile gauge. Profile gauge, that's as good a guess as any. Once you've got your profile, draw it on a bit of paper, make yourself a template, because as you work in that might move, and then you start carving. Now, you can see here I've just started, just on this, at the nut here, with a rasp, carve the profile at the nut. Get your depth almost right. I would, with the rasp, I'd only go to a mil, half a mil away from what I wanted it to be at the end. And you get your shape right. And you do exactly the same thing at this end. Again, use a profile gauge or a template of some sort if you're not brave enough to, just cut. Do that up at the 12th fret or wherever you happen to have measured. And from there, it really is actually quite simple. We use an angle grinder. We have used an angle grinder up to this point, but you know what? We had a student in because we let people come in and rent a bench for a day or a week and either build a guitar or learn how to do repairs and restorations or whatever. And we had a student in. Hello, Sean. And Sean introduced me. I've had spokeshaves for years, and I've just never bothered using them. But do you know what? It is so much more gratifying carving a neck with a spoke shave than it is with an angle grinder. It could be something to do with the filling the room with huge amounts of dust and smoke and noise and stuff. But yeah, spoke shaves are wonderful. Do you know what I've done? I'm holding a wenge neck here, and I now have a wenge splinter deeply embedded in my finger. And this is the last thing you want. Wenge is horrible stuff. Anyhow, spoke shaves. A nicely sharpened spoke shave, preferably one with a rounded bottom. Since Sean was here, I have bought, I don't know, another 5 to play with, and we'll be doing a video on how to set them up and how to sharpen them, and how to use them to carve necks. So what you need to do is you've got your carve there, you've got your carve there, and you want to make a straight line between those two. And that is it. That is the simple thing. Essentially, the size doesn't matter, the shape doesn't matter. What matters is the straight line. Now, if you concentrate on, for example, the fretboard here, that is, or should be at least, straight. And I know this has got a Goncalo of his fretboard, so it has an illusion. But anyway, that's nice and straight. And as you rotate the board around, the neck around at least, that line should be straight. In fact, as I'm looking at this particular one, which was carved by an old former apprentice, it's not quite straight. But as you rotate it around, you can see each particular facet of the curve. And as long as you've got a straight line at each point, you've got a perfectly carved neck. That's as simple as that. So, yeah, there you go. Carve the shape there, join the two, and then these bits and pieces here, it's fairly straightforward. Just do it. That's how to make a neck, just do it. Just make a neck. Anyhow, this is how one gets splinters in one's chin. There are people that use jigs, there are people that use routers, there are people that use their teeth and they chew them out. I don't know. There are many methods, many ways to skin a cat, as it were. I think that is the simplest for a new builder. Get yourself a good quality rasp and a half round rasp, so it's round on one side, flat on the other, and that will give you everything you need. I've had this particular handmade rasp for probably 15 years, and I still use it almost every time I make a neck. Get yourself a spoke shave, one with a curved bottom, and that goes up and down the neck. And you obviously need somewhere to hold the neck, a workbench, something like that. But essentially, while it is very scary, potentially, what you should really be scared about is putting frets in. Or cutting fret slots. There we go. Cutting fret slots. That's the scary bit of guitar building. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. If you have a better way of making a neck, please do tell. Share in the comments below, because quite frankly, as I've said many times, every single time you guys teach me something, it makes me want to make more videos, because I love learning. I'm really enjoying the fact that everybody does things differently, and a tip or a trick that you might have, that you discovered, might well change my life for the better. Or, as in the case of Sean, make me incredibly frustrated with my current techniques and go and buy a bunch of spoke shaves. Thank you again, Sean. Now, don't forget to subscribe, check out all of the other videos, we've got hundreds of the things, and go and join the guild as a paid member if you want to support us financially, or buy some fantastic luthiers tools that are currently being made upstairs. I don't know if you can hear that noise. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Goodbye.